Hello everyone. Welcome to the lecture for the course Applied Thermodynamics. We will continue with the steam generators chapters. Under that, today we will see boiler mountings. Myself Sumit Bardia, Assistant Professor, Department of Mechanical Engineering, Sharad Institute of Technology, College of Engineering, etc. Today we will cover the following points: boiler mountings introduction, boiler mountings, in that water level indicator, pressure gauge, safety valve, fusible plug, blow off cock, feed check valve and stop valve. We will start with the introduction. In accordance with the Indian Boiler Regulation (IBR), mountings are essential fittings for safe working and control of a boiler. The boiler accessories are those devices which are fitted either inside or outside the boiler to improve the efficiency and performance of a boiler or help in proper working of a boiler plant. The boiler mountings are the different fittings and devices which are mounted on a boiler shell for proper functioning and safety. These form an integral part of a boiler. These are in two groups. First one is mountings for safety. Under that, safety valves, 2 numbers required. High pressure and low water supply on Lancashire and Cornish boiler, 1 number each. Water level indicator, 2 numbers. Fusible plug, 1 number. The second category, that is mountings for control. For that, the pressure gauge required is 1. Steam stop valve, 1 number. Feed check valve, 1 number. Blow off cock, 1 number. Manhole, 1 number. Mud box, 1 number. So that quantities are required for safety and controlling the boiler functioning. Mountings are required. So first boiler mounting is water level indicator. The function of a water level indicator is to indicate the level of water in the boiler constantly. It is also called water gauge. Normally, 2 level indicators are fitted at the front end of every boiler. Where the boiler drum is situated at a considerable height from the floor, the water gauge is often inclined to make the water level visible from any position. When the water being heated in the boiler transforms into steam, the level of water in the boiler shell goes on decreasing. For the proper working of the boiler, the water must be kept at safe level. If the water level falls below the safe level and the boiler goes on producing steam without the addition of feed water, great damage like crack and leak can occur to the parts of the boiler which get uncovered from water. This can result in the stoppage of steam generation and boiler operation. Here the figure shows a Hopkinson's water gauge. It is a common form of glass tube water level gauge. A is the front end plate of the boiler. F is very hard glass tube indicating water level and is connected to the boiler plate through stuffing box in hollow gunmetal casting B and C, having flanges X and Y for bolting the plate. For controlling the passage of steam and water cocks D and E are provided. When these cocks are opened, the water stands in the glass tube at the same level as in the boiler. K is the drain cock to blow out water at intervals so as not to allow any sediments to accumulate. Upper and lower stuffing boxes are connected by a hollow metal column G. Balls J and H, here H, J and H, rest in the position shown in the normal working of the gauge. When the glass tube breaks due to rush of water in the bottom passage, the balls move to dotted positions and shut off the water and steam. Then the cocks D and E can be safely closed and broken glass tube replaced. M, N, here M, N, P and R are screwed caps for internal cleaning of the passage after dismantling. L is the guard glass, which normally will hold flying pieces, also gives way. The pieces will not fly one and hurt the attendant. So that is about the water level indicator. So these are the components of water level indicator in order to efficiently working of this indicator. Next mounting is pressure gauge. The function of a pressure gauge is to measure the pressure exerted inside the vessel. The gauge is usually mounted on the front top of the shell or the drum. It is usually constructed to indicate up to double the maximum working pressure. Its dial is graduated to read pressure in kgf per centimeter square. There are two types of pressure gauges: Borden type pressure gauge and diaphragm type pressure gauge. A pointer which rotates over a circular graduated scale indicates the pressure. A pressure gauge is known as compound pressure gauge if it is designed in such a fashion so as to measure pressures above and below the atmosphere on the same dial. Here the figure shows Borden type pressure gauge, single tube, commonly used pressure gauge widely. The essential feature of this gauge is the elliptical spring tube, which is made of specially quality of bronze and is solid drawn. One end A is closed by a plug and the other is connected with a block C. The block is connected with the siphon tube, which is full of condensed water. The steam pressure forces the water from the siphon tube into elliptical tube, and this causes the tube to become circular as cross section. As the tube is fixed at C, the other end A moves outwards. This outward movement is magnified by the rod R. This is rod R, and transmitted to the toothed sector T. This toothed sector is hinged at the point H and meshes with the pinion P fixed to the spindle of the pointer N. Thus the pointer moves and registers the pressure on a graduated dial. The moment of the free end of the elliptical tube is proportional to the difference between external and internal pressure on the tube. Since the outside pressure on the tube is atmospheric, the moment of the free end is a measure of the boiler pressure above atmospheric, that is gauge pressure. Okay, so that is about the pressure gauge. Next is safety valves. The function of a safety valve is to release the excess steam when the pressure of steam inside the boiler exceeds the rated pressure. As soon as the pressure of steam inside the boiler exceeds the rated pressure, the safety valve automatically opens and excess steam rushes out into the atmosphere till the pressure drops down to the normal value. A safety valve is generally mounted on the top of the shell. As per boiler regulations, every boiler must be fitted at least with 2 safety valves. There are various types of safety valves are listed here. That is, first one dead weight safety valve, second lever safety valve, spring loaded safety valve, and high steam and low water safety valve. So in that we will discuss about the dead weight safety valve. Here the figure shows a dead weight safety valve. A is the vertical cast iron pipe through which steam pressure acts. B is the bottom flange directly connected to the seating block on the boiler shell, communicating to the steam space. V is the gun metal valve and VS is the gun metal valve seat. D is another cast iron pipe for discharge of excess steam from the boiler. W are the weights in the form of cylindrical disc of cast iron. WC is the weight carrier carrying the weights W. The cover plate C covers these weights. The steam pressure acts in the upward direction and is balanced by the force of the dead weights W. The total dead weights consist of the sum of the weights W, weight of the valve V, weight of the weight carrier and the weight of the cover plate C. When the steam pressure is greater than the working pressure, it lifts the valve with its weight. So the steam escapes from the boiler and the steam pressure thereby decreases. There are certain merits and demerits of dead weight safety valves. Merits are: first, simplicity of design, gives a quite satisfactory performance during operation. It cannot be easily tempered from the pressure adjustment viewpoint. So these are the merits of dead weight safety valve. What are the demerits? Unsuitable for use on any boiler where extensive vibration and movement are experienced. For example, in locomotive and marine work, there are lots of vibration and movements are there. So it is unsuitable for those boilers. Also, it is not suitable for high pressure boilers because a large amount of weight is required to balance the steam pressures. Dead weight safety valves are mainly used for low pressures, low capacity stationary boilers like Cornish and Lancashire boilers. The next mounting is a fusible plug. A function of a fusible plug is to protect the boiler against damage due to overheating for low water level. It is fitted on the firebox, crown plate or over the combustion chamber at its appropriate place. A common form of fusible plug is shown in the figure. It consists of hollow gun metal body screwed with a firebox crown This is a firebox crown. The body has the hexagonal flange to tighten it into the shell. Hexagonal flange is there. A gunmetal plug having a hexagonal flange is screwed into the gunmetal body. There is another hollow gunmetal plug separated from the metal plug by the annulus of fusible metal. The fusible metal is protected from fire by a flange on the hollow gun metal plug. Under normal condition, when the water level in the boiler shell is normal, the fusible plug is fully submerged under water. In this case, the heat from the fusible plug is being conducted to water, which keeps the fusible metal at an almost constant temperature and below its melting point. But when the water level falls below the fusible plug, it gets uncovered from water and is exposed to steam. The heat conduction from the fusible plugs to steam is very little compared with that of water. Hence, fusible plug becomes overheated and it melts, with the result that the hollow gunmetal plug falls down, making a hole. The steam and water, being under pressure, immediately rush to the firebox and extinguish the fire. The fusible plugs should generally be renewed after a period of about 2 years, as they are liable to become defective over a long period of use. The next mounting is about the blow-off cock. A blow-off cock or valve performs two functions. It may discharge a portion of water when the boiler is in operation to blow out mud, scale or sediments periodically. Second, it may empty the boiler when necessary for cleaning, inspection and repair. It is fitted on the boiler shell directly or to a short branch pipe at the lowest part of the water space. When more than one boilers are working and they drain in the same waste pipeline, and isolating wall is necessary to prevent the discharge of one boiler from entering into the other. Here the figure shows a common type of plug P. The plug P of the cock is conical and fits into the casing C, which is packed with the asbestos packing in grooves round the top and the bottom of the plug. The shank S of the plug passes through a gland and stuffing box in the cover. The plug is held down by a yoke Y and two studs, which is not shown here. A are the vertical slots for fixing the box spanner on the top of the yoke. The plug spindle S is generally rotated by means of the box spanner. The plug P has a hole. When this hole is brought in line with the casing hole by rotating the spindle S, the water flows out of it, and the water cannot flow when the solid portion of the plug is in front of casing hole. So that is the function of blow-off cock, which empty the boiler when necessary for cleaning, inspection, repair, or to blow out the mud, scale or any sediments when it is deposited at the bottom of the boiler. Next mounting is feed check valve. The function of feed check valve is to control the supply of water to the boiler and to prevent the escaping of water from the boiler when the pump pressure is less or pump is stopped. The feed check valve is fitted in the water space of the boiler slightly below the normal level of the water. Here the figure shows a common design of feed check valve. It consists of feed check valve CV, which moves automatically up and down under the pressure of water on its gunmetal seat. FV is a feed check valve which can be raised or lowered on its gunmetal seat, thereby opening the delivery passage, and its opening controls simultaneously lift off the check valve CV. F is the flange which is bolted to the front end of the boiler shell at a point from which an internally perforated pipe leads the feed water and distributes it near the working level of the water in the boiler. The feed check valve CV is operated by the hand wheel H to control the supply of water to the boiler to maintain the water level constant. During normal operation of feed valve may be lifted due to pressure of water from the feed pump, and water may be fed into the boiler. When the pump stops working, the pump pressure is less than the boiler pressure. The valve may be closed to its seat automatically due to the pressure of water from the boiler. It is very important to check that the non-return valve CV is in good condition, as it is subjected to automatic upward and downward movement due to the fluctuations in the feed water pressures. The valve CV can be inspected for repair by fully closing the valve FV. If the boiler is in operation, it should be seen that there is sufficient water in the boiler before such work is undertaken. Okay. Next is stop valve. It is also called as junction valve. A junction valve is a valve which is placed directly over a boiler and connected to a steam pipe which carries steam to the engine. If a valve is placed in the steam pipe leading steam to the engine and placed near the engine, it is usually termed as stop valve. Junction valve and stop valve are essentially the same. The larger sizes are called junction valves and the smaller sizes are called stop valves. The function of a stop valve or a junction valve is to regulate the flow of steam from one steam pipe to the other, or from the boiler to the steam pipe. The common type of stop valve is shown in the figure. It consists of valve V, which is attached to the valve spindle VS. The spindle is connected to the hand wheel H and passes through the screwed portion like the nut and through a gland or stuffing box G to prevent leakage of steam. On turning the hand wheel H, the spindle is raised or lowered depending upon the sense of rotation of wheel. The passage of steam flow and opening is shown by arrows. The size of the valve is designed by the pipe diameter it connects. For example, 5 cm, 7 cm, 10 cm stop valve are available. So that controls the steam flow, or to regulate the flow of steam from one steam pipe to the other, from the boiler to the steam pipe. Okay, so these are the mountings which we are discussed here. We will continue with the same chapter in the next lecture. Thank you.